Before we get started, a quick message for Carson Beck. You should have gone pro and people liked you, man. I mean, that's where draft busts get their most money, is in the first round when no one knows anything about them. And Carson, I think he missed the boat on that end. Getting destroyed by Ole Miss on the road is not the best look. I still think somebody's going to draft him because he's a, high-profile quarterback, but probably not in the first round. We'll have to see on that. Anyway, let's keep going. Last time out, Louisiana was able to upset LSU, a team that was 10 overall points better than them. And it didn't really matter. Now, Louisiana has control over the entire state, as well as most of Mississippi, except for that one little team that's about to rush the field in a second against Georgia. Ole Miss looking pretty spectacular. They had to today, and they showed up in a major, major way. So, 63 teams left. We're going to get down to 62 with this episode. Let's get it started. On episode 72 of College Football 25 Season-Long Imperialism, the next team is it Boston College? Yes, it is. Now, Boston College has been landed on 3 times already. If you may have noticed, they've played 0 games. So there's another opportunity that Boston College could just skip this round and avoid another confrontation. The only team that their logo is bordering is Old Dominion. So let's spin this arrow and find out what's happening with Boston College. Yeah, they're going into the ocean again. And they're not just going to the ocean, they're picking up Maine, which it makes a Boston College game even more or even less likely now because their logo is going to move all the way up into the top corner, which is just unbelievable. They're not going to play until like the very end of this thing. No idea when that will happen. They might have just booked themselves a spot in the final with that move. So let's quickly give them Maine. And this is 0%, so we're good there. Just gonna drop that down. We're on the right map settings, so we're good there. There we go, and now Boston College. Oh boy. This right here. That's the one. Boston College is just fully isolated with almost every single direction that the arrow points just going directly into Canada. So they're basically unbeatable now. Let's shuffle the wheel and spin it again. On episode 72 of College Football 25 Season-Long Imperialism, the next team is it's Miami of Ohio. We're going to get rid of one of the really tiny territories out in the Midwest because Miami of Ohio does not have an ocean border. They will play, and it's probably going to be Michigan. They do also border Ohio and Georgia Tech as well, who's already played 3 games. So let's see where this arrow points. That's going to be Northeast, and that is Michigan. So this game, I mean, it has been updated recently. Michigan's offense is no longer good, but they still have Donovan Edwards, and Donovan Edwards is better than anything that Miami of Ohio has. So let's get this set up. Miami University of Ohio, they're an 82 overall. It's decent, might be good enough to pull off an upset against Michigan, but probably not in the big house. There they are, 88 overall with a bad offense, but a fantastic defense. We're going to go with the classic home uniforms for Michigan. And then Miami of Ohio, we're going to go with their red-white look. Should be fun. I think it's still... No, Michigan played Bowling Green, so they have not played all red teams. So we're going to set this up. This is going to be a nightcap game because it's like 7-ish. Yeah, 7:06, and it's winter. So let's roll. Michigan versus Miami of Ohio. the map will look barely different at the end of this one, unless Miami of Ohio can pull off a truly stunning upset in Big House. These two rosters, Michigan playing their third game of Imperialism, Miami of Ohio playing their first. Quite possibly their last. But again, every single time I've said that with like utmost confidence, I've been wrong. So don't trust me, please. I'll trust me right here. We got the Wolverines roster right here. Could be a quick one. Could be a longer episode. I really have no idea. We've done 71 of these things, and I've gotten no better at figuring out what actually is going to happen. Michigan will return the kick. It's a 10 to 15, and he's taken down. Almost lost the ball there, but it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wolverines. It's still Alex Orji at quarterback in this game. Edwards steps out. He's a 90 overall, one of the best running backs in the country. Has the single game Imperialism record for most rushing yards with 170 against Ohio State. And it is Alex Orji still a quarterback for the Wolverines. He drops back, throws to the left to be caught by 83, who spins back outside, avoids his first tackler. That is the tight end, I believe. 83 is not on the roster. Great. What's your name, my dude? Moore, maybe? Might be Samaj. No, Tyler Morris. I have no idea. 1st and 10 for Michigan. It's going to be a handoff. Donovan Edwards. He gets outside the 30. Almost got his legs moving, but that's a great tackle by the Miami of Ohio defender. Again, I don't know who it is because these rosters are very inaccurate. This crowd, this huge jumbotron, just stretching back into infinity. It's a one-goal section. It looks small, but it's so deep. And Rake goes in motion. It's 2nd and 6 here for Orji. He's going to throw short. That's going to be caught by Colston Leveland, the tight end, who gets across to the 44-yard line. Good play there. And Mr. Leveland and Michigan gets another 1st down. I mean, against quality opponents, their offense is not going to be very good. But against teams like Miami, Ohio, they're just bigger. They're bigger, they're stronger, tougher, especially on the defensive line. I think they have somewhere around like 30 tackles for loss in just 2 games. So they've been exerting their dominance, both against Ohio State, one of the best teams in the country, and against Bowling Green. So they know how to show up for big matchups, and they also know how to destroy smaller MAC teams, which is exactly what Miami, Ohio is. So it'll be 2nd and 10 here after they miss on that pass. That one very white fan who just has like the tech billionaire haircut look. I feel like we're going to see a lot of him tonight. Orji under center now. He's going to hand it off to Donovan Edwards, and that is a fantastic tackle by number 52 for the Red Hawks. That's Nasir Washington, the redshirt junior, who got off of his blocker and was able to stop Donovan Edwards' momentum, which is not an easy thing to do. So yeah, just plugs up all my ranks. It's not great. 3rd and 9. Alex Orji in the shotgun with Edwards next to him. Wants to throw. He does. And that is going to be caught by Samaj Morgan for another Michigan 1st down, and they are in business across the 50-yard line, looking to just make a quick drive and get early control of this game. They don't want this game to stretch on. They just want to get their touchdowns and get out of here, and I would prefer that because I got work to do tonight. 1st and 10 from the 44. Orji drops back, looking to throw quickly. Instead, he's going to run it to the 45, to the 40. And he slides down after a gain of about 6.5. And this Miami team, they clearly don't have like a true defensive edge that they can try and exploit here. They're just sort of out there, like playing strong, disciplined football, but they're not playing aggressively. And that's what you have to do in order to take down a team like Michigan. Orji to the right. It's going to be caught by number 12. That's Kendrick Bell making the catch. And I'm going to try and pull up this thing simultaneously. Let's see the rosters. Anyway, it's going to be 3rd and inches here. Alex Orji under center. He's pointing out defenders. It's a fullback dive, number 44. I believe that's Alex Bredesen. and he just barely picks it up. That was close. Was that Bredesen? Yes, Max Bredesen. I got the name wrong. But all he does is just sort of pick up the ball, stand there, and just by standing there, he picked up enough yardage and then got pushed back. But forward progress gives him the first. Michigan in field goal range. It's 1st and 10 for the Wolverines. Plenty of blockers to the left. Edwards will take it to the right. Has a lot of space and picks up about 9.5. A good run for Donovan Edwards. He has one of the longest runs in all of Imperialism. I think it was an 84-yard touchdown against Ohio State in that game. And he was the engine. They just kept going to him over and over again. And Ohio State was never able to stop it, even with their 96 overall defense. Orji fakes to Edwards. Has some blockers. Runs up the middle, and that is a fantastic play again. Nasir Washington forcing 3rd and inches. He was able to read that, and as soon as the quarterback pulls the ball down to run in this computer system, they're not going to pass it. Like, they have made the decision, like, I'm going to scramble, and I'm going to find a way to do it, and they just shut off all the buttons to make him pass. So it's a good play by Washington to track him down there. Orji the pitch to Edwards. He's going to try and get outside. That was the wrong choice, but he makes it anyway. 4 unblocked defenders had a chance to take down Donovan Edwards, and none of them could do it. Only they did, but not until he got to the first down. So that is a frustrating play for the Miami of Ohio defense. Already, Michigan on this opening drive has taken 5 minutes off the clock, and they look to keep rolling at that rate. Orji, Edwards, outside the 20, jukes inside and picks up another first down. 11-yard gain for Donovan Edwards, who is looking to be the machine tonight. He wasn't super involved in their second victory against Bowling Green, but he didn't have to be because Michigan's defense was just absurdly good. I think they might have gotten an interception as well in that game. 1st and 10 from the 13. Wolverines in the red zone for the first time today. Orji with an all-out blitz. Throws short, caught by Colston Loveland. Will pick up 6 to make it 2nd and 4 now for Michigan. Just a beautiful stadium. When they all sing Mr. Brightside at the same time and they cut the audio and everybody's singing, it's just spectacular to watch. 2nd and 4. Orji under center. Send a bunch of guys in motion. He's going to hand off to Edwards. Edwards is going to be taken down. And that'll be 3rd and 7 from the 10-yard line for this Michigan offense. Good tackle by number 16 who just got in his way. Eli Blakey wasn't really using his hands. He was just using his body to just be like, ugh. It'll be 3rd and 7 from the 10-yard line now for Alex Orji in Michigan. He waits. He's under pressure. He throws. Maybe shouldn't have thrown that ball, but it doesn't matter because Samaj Morgan dives in for the Michigan touchdown. He's going to put the moves on him as the cheerleaders love it. Alex Orji had an open lane, a wide open lane to run the ball, but instead forced the ball back across his body, and he was lucky that number 29, Silas Walters, was not in a better spot there, because that easily could have been an interception. But instead it's a touchdown. And now it's going to be 96, Dominic Zvada, who sends that ball through, and it's 7-zip Michigan. 16 plays, 83 yards, 6 minutes and 17 seconds. That, I keep making this claim without actually fact-checking it, but I think that might be the longest drive in Imperialism so far. And of course it's Michigan. That is the most apt team to hold that record. And here is Miami of Ohio. They'll see if they can get a similar-looking drive here with only 36 seconds remaining in the first quarter. That's one of the benefits of having a hard-nosed offense. Like, if your offense isn't very good at stacking up points, just make your drives really, really long so that there's less plays in the game. Straight up. We run to number 3. That is Keon Mosey. Mosey? Something like that. The Miami of Ohio running back who is taken down for a loss of 3. Who's surprised? Kenneth Grant with the stop. He and Mason Graham have tag teamed for a truly insane amount of TFLs in Imperialism so far. We'll see if they can get to the backfield again here on 2nd and 13. It's going to be a play action. He's going to throw to the left. It's going to be caught by the tight end. And he picks up about 5 yards. This is Brett Gabbert in quarterback for Miami of Ohio. And you have to wonder if there's any relation to Blaine Gabbert. I don't know. That's two-time Super Bowl champion Blaine Gabbert. In case you want to make any jokes. The guy has 2 Super Bowl rings. How many do you have? End of the first quarter, Michigan up 7-0. This game is projected to go very, very quickly. Here is Brett Gabbert in the shotgun on 3rd and 8. He's under pressure, throws it at the last second, and that's going to be incomplete. And Miami of Ohio will punt it away. Michigan looking to get a 2nd straight touchdown and just put this game into Super Sim as fast as they possibly can. And even then, it'll still be slow because their drives have taken just such a long time. Here is the punter from Miami, Ohio. I believe it's Alec Bevelheimer. He's going to send it into the Michigan night sky. Returned by the Wolverines. They will return it, but not for long. So here comes Alex Orji in the... Nope, he's under center with Donovan Edwards behind him on 1st and 10. Orji tries to find space, and again, a beautiful sack by number 11 for Miami of Ohio. That is Corey Suttle, the left defensive end, who's able to take down Alex Orji there. And again, he pulled the ball down, and as soon as that happens, he cannot throw it. Physically cannot throw it as soon as that animation changes. So Suttle just pursued and took him down. 2nd and 13 now for this Michigan offense. They're starting at the 36. And it'll be Orji in the shotgun. Launches to the left. That's going to be caught and dropped. Kendrick Bell had it for a second, but it's forced out by the Miami defender. You look at the scoreboard, it's like, oh my god, Miami versus Michigan. What a big game. No, it's Miami of Ohio. Home of Ben Roethlisberger and John Harbaugh. 3rd and 13 now. Orji throws long. Caught Colston Loveland. Who else do you go to when the drive is on the line? You go to the tight end with the big body and the big hands. And the big clutch factor. And this crowd of over 100,000 fans absolutely loving it. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 49. Alex Orji in the shotgun. Press coverage across the board. Will he exploit it? No, he's going to hand it off to Donovan Edwards, and he gets absolutely nothing. And really, what do you have to do as a quarterback in that case? You have to look at the press coverage and just see, oh, if I change one of these guys to a go route just by looking at him, then he can fly deep and we get an automatic touchdown because it's a MAC defender. They're not going to be able to stick with whoever Michigan has a wide receiver. So it's 2nd and 8 now. Orji in the shotgun, sending a man in motion. All-out blitz. He throws short. It's going to be caught, which will set up a much easier 3rd down here for the Wolverines. I don't know why they zoom in on this particular logo. I mean, it does show the fans and this tech billionaire right here and his clone brother and then another clone behind him. But it's 3rd and 4 now. Orji with some openings on the left side, but he's going to send Kendrick Bell in motion. Only a 4-man blitz. He throws, and that is going to be caught by number 8. That's Tyler Morris making the catch for another 1st down. And it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. I can't see the chat. I'm going to try and figure out a way to pull it up, but it's going to be complicated. I might be able to hold my phone. That might be a good idea, so I can see what's going on. Fantastic. Orji's going to hand it off. No, it's a fake to Edwards. He's going to wait, throw deep, has a man wide open, and that will go all the way down to the 2-yard line. A 1st and goal for Michigan. They are looking to finish this one up fast. I'm going to see if I can answer some chats because I don't usually get chats on this thing. So let's pull this up. Make sure the volume's all the way down so we can't hear anything. There we go. State. Oh my god, it's Donovan Edwards touchdown. It's just people I know, which is fantastic. That's really good to see. Hi Maddie, hi Evan. There we go. It's a touchdown for Michigan. It looks like this stream's not going to last very long, but you know what? I might keep it live since there's people I know in the chat. Oh, that'd be fun. Sad reacts. Oh, look. I mean, look, the mechanics for actually pulling up the chat and like reading it live in OBS Studio are actually really complex. I also have been too lazy to pull them up, but I might have to now. You guys are going to be watching it. So here is the extra point for Zvada. It's going to be up and good. Now here's the thing. I could keep this going since there's actually people watching it, but it's going to be bad content because the game isn't going to be good. So like, what do I do here? Do I make it shorter for like the watchability of people who are watching it later? Or do I try and make it a better viewing experience for the people watching it now? These are the kind of existential questions that come up whenever you're creating content with people. Is you recognize the audience ultimately is going to be the one that chooses the type of thing that you create. Who knows, maybe I can just like BS and talk about random stuff while the game plays in the background. I mean, that's what most content is on TikTok anyway. So I could just do that. It's going to be 2nd and 9 here from the 19-yard line. Miami of Ohio is just not going to get anything going. When you have players like Kenneth Grant and Mason Graham just plugging everything up, it's 55 and 78 in the middle if you want to look at that. Here's number 5. He's going to throw it. Oh! Almost intercepted by Ernest Houseman, who almost took it to the house man there. That was an impressive 1-yard gain. I mean, really, any time you can push it forward, then against the Michigan team, I think they have like 40 tackles for loss already in these 3 games they've played. 3rd and 9. This might be the end of them actually having a chance, and it is, because Gabbert gets sacked for a loss. The main guy there is number 0, Josiah Stewart, who was able to make the tackle. That's good. It is a good punt. It's what I'm good at. It's what I have a master's degree in. Josiah Stewart gets outside the offensive lineman. Barely made contact with that left tackle, if we're honest there. So it's going to be another punt, another long drive for Michigan, and probably another touchdown, because really, like, should Miami of Ohio be even expected to have the personnel to beat an offense like Michigan? No. No, they shouldn't. So in reality, we shouldn't be mad that Miami of Ohio has completely, like, failed to show up here, because they have. They have showed up with their best self, and their best self simply was not enough in this scenario. We have fake handoff for Orgy. He's going to drop back, going to try and run it, and then he's taken down for a loss. Another sack for Corey Suttle. That is his 2nd of the game. And clearly the only bad player on Michigan right now is their right tackle, who has just been, like, completely cooked in this game. Well, yes, it's being written off as puns. I have a job in the legal world. Like, it's like they're always like impressed with that. Whenever I'm like talking to all my corporate coworkers, they're like, "Oh, that was a funny pun." Like they're not expected to laugh. Like they hear me talking in sort of pun language, and they're expected to just be like, and then it's good, and they're like, "Oh, I don't know how to react to this." Beautiful deep ball pass, Samaj Morgan, 2015 10-5 touchdown. Easiest touchdown of the day for Michigan, Samaj Morgan. Flying to the end zone. I don't even know if that was cover 0. I think he just wasn't covered from the start, which sometimes happens when they call audibles. It just becomes wide open. Let's see. Yeah, just a pass up to the right. Nobody was there. There was no one there on that moment, and it's just a bad look for the Red Hawks. And this is one of those days where, like, if you're a player running out of the tunnel with 100,000 fans that are against you, you just photograph the memory of your mind of playing in a hallowed ground like this, and then you burn the film because you don't want to watch yourself playing terribly. You want to remember the feeling of sprinting out on this field. Yeah, the crowd faces aren't great. There's one particular animation that we're not going to see tonight because Michigan's up. This one girl has like a swimmer cobra, and her jaw just unhinges. It's kind of horrifying. We're not going to see it tonight, but it is very funny. Here comes the kick return up to the 15-yard line. We're taking down the 16. Oh, it is? Oh my God, it is Blaine Gabbert's little brother. That's incredible. Much younger brother. It has to be, because Blaine Gabbert's like 35 now. And they're both quarterbacks. Good for them. I'll have to look that up later. Gabbert gonna throw, and on that, no, it's dropped. I wanted to be positive. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 16-yard line. I would be stunned if Miami of Ohio even crossed the 30 in this. you guys missed it earlier, there's like, they keep showing the camera angle. There's like 3 tech billionaires in the audience for Michigan. They're just there. It's total stone face. Massive pile drive tackle there by number 8 for Michigan. That's Brian Ugu. Nope, not Brian Ugu. It's Derek Moore making the tackle. I'm doing a good job with this. 3rd and 14 now for this cursed Miami of Ohio offense. Can they get this play off before the 2-minute warning? I sincerely doubt it, but they just might. Gabbert rolls. No. I mean, now that he's making these kinds of throws, the Gabbert relation makes sense. Who I paid to be in there? Like the, are we talking the players or are we talking the fans? I think the fans' faces might be entirely procedurally generated. I don't think they actually had like, I mean, they had actors record the animations, but I doubt they based them off the people they had. I mean, maybe they did. It'd be cool if they did, but honestly, that gets into some weird like SAG-AFTRA territory, because then, you know, they do the full scan and they have full ownership of that scan for the rest of the time. Beautiful completion up to Tyler Morris there, who makes the catch. Oh, the billionaires. No, they aren't actually. They aren't actually billionaires. It looks like a billionaire, but no, I don't think they would have done that. There's no actual advertisers. If you look around the stadium, and it's more obvious in a bunch of the other stadiums that are here, none of the brands that have commercials on here are actually real. It's like sort of Archie Comics level knockoff brands of stuff. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line here. Big catches out of it, Edwards. And really, if you're watching this later, like, you know the game is already over. You've probably clicked off by now. I'm just communicating with the chat. Justin Timberlake paid EA to become a playable character in Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2005. Called The Hustler. I mean, I want to see more of that. I want to see more communal spaces where everybody sort of interacts. And sure, it's just capitalism, but we're in a capitalist society. What are you going to do? Another touchdown from Michigan. It's 28-0. And the fact that we're watching and it's not going to Super Sim means that this score might get truly insane by the end of this. Because usually once you go into Super Sim, like, it gets a little more predictable. Not here. This might go nuts. So we'll see how it goes. Beautiful throw up there. Yeah, I'm not gonna pay too much attention to the actual game because it's back and forth. It's gonna be Michigan scoring over and over and over again. The conversation happening in the chat is much more interesting. Tries hustling you by looking at the camera every single time he putts. Why? That's the most like 2000s thing ever. Back when like sports video games just had so much more carte blanche to do the crazy stuff instead of trying to create like an incredibly realistic experience, which they don't even do now. It's just the same game being like pumped out every single year. I don't think the backups come in if it's a blowout. Like, I've looked at the stats whenever it gets to the 4th quarter and things are just getting bonkers, and usually the same quarterback stays in, it's the same running back. I don't think the game is advanced enough to change their own depth charts, although they should be. Gabbert. Yikes. I don't know why you'd run a spike on 1st down, but I guess that's what they're doing now. Just a free timeout, be a wasted down. It's really, really bad for Miami of Ohio. But again, it should be expected, and we should not blame Miami of Ohio for showing up badly. Remember that really cringy Tumblr performance where he rapped and said people called him Lake? Oh my god. Fun fact, he has a song on the Mall playlist, but it's from his really like weird acoustic album. And there's this one really repetitive lyric that just goes over and over again. And that was one of my least favorite songs on the playlist when I was like standing there at Team Lobo. It's just one thing. It just goes like, say something, say something, say something, say something. It's like 6 times in a row. And I don't know why he thought in the room when he was making that was a good idea. I think Chris Stapleton was on that song too, which is really surprising. Deep ball number 15. He makes the catch. And Miami of Ohio has passed the 50-yard line. It is possible. It can happen. Beautiful. Gabbert's going to drop back. Throw short. It's going to be to the 3-yard line. Who's Brittany break when they kept cutting to her rings? Oh, so it was an identity crisis. That's what it was. He's like, I have to like separate previous Justin Timberlake from post Britney Justin Timberlake in a very tangible way. And he just failed abjectly. That's going to be over the top. So 3rd and 2 here with 16 seconds to go. I would love to see them score a touchdown. We've only had a couple shutouts here in Imperialism. I don't want to see Miami of Ohio get shut out. I mean, that's bad for the 2 people that are watching. So I want to see some points. Come on, Miami. Come on. Gabbert. Then. You're watching this happen. You watched me have expectations for this team for 5 seconds, and immediately the quarterback just tosses it out. They're going for it. We're going to see another opportunity here. We're going to see them try. Come on. 4th and 2. Gabbert sends somebody deep. Launches it. It's going to be caught. They have no timeouts left, and that's going to end. That is going to end the half. They made an attempt. Efforts were made, and that is really what we have to count on in this moment. Because the clock's going to run out here. They're not going to be able to get a playoff. They got their field goal team out there, but it was an automatic time runoff, and that is going to end the first half. We're going to skip right to the second half because nobody needs to see those stats. We know how lopsided it is. Kickoff's going to happen. Blah, 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 da, 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 da. Oh, God. No. It's Sandstorm. Every time Sandstorm is heard without me talking, they copyright flag me for it, so I'm just going to make noise so that nothing is heard. Thankfully, they cut it off pretty quickly. So that's first and 16. I recently got copyright flagged for one of the random drum lines that's filled in. I thought they had recorded that, like, specifically for the game, that it wouldn't be a problem, but no. It is literally just a song of, like, college drumming that's from Duke University's marching band. It's just some random drums, and I got copyright claimed for it. They're not forcing me to cut the sequence because I don't think Duke is trying to make money off of it. But it is very weird that happened. Number 3 is going to pop over to the right. It's going to be a 6-yard gain, or 4 to 6-yard gain. Can't even enjoy Sandstorm piece. We can't! And then Tsunami is also on this one, and they're really specific about it. I have to, like, really make a lot of noise to avoid that. It is funny, though. A couple of, like, some very popular songs are in this one. Mo Bamba is in this game, which is really funny. It's censored Mo Bamba, but it's still Mo Bamba. Gabbert, sacked. He does get the throwaway to make it incomplete, but Michigan's defensive line is... We have 3 viewers. Evan, Maddie, and the copyright people. That's correct. It's just one record executive who says, oh, God, why does he do it every single day? Why does he keep making these videos? I have to just sit here and watch College Football 25 and just press the flag button. But then he sings over it. So then I can't make the claim because you can't hear the song. Miles Morgan returns it out to 45. Michigan's going to come back out here trying to make this 35-0. Orgy. Donovan Edwards, he is going to be taken down for a loss of 1. Making it 2nd and 11 for Michigan. Copyright cleaned on my own music, of course. Because, like, that's the really terrible thing, is like they're claiming to do it for the artists. They're not. It's for the corporations that paid YouTube a lot of money to generate that software. And I really feel like if the artists had actual control over that, they'd be able to remove their music from these copyright algorithms so that these crazy claims wouldn't be affecting other small-time creators. Because, like, you were promoting it before it came out, so you were the artist and they claimed you on your own music before it came. That's sad. That's really sad. 3rd and 5 from the 50. Let's see if Miami of Ohio can make it stop here. That'd be impressive in its own right. Orgy throws short, almost picked off by Rayon Strader. It is a defensive stop, though, so that's all that matters. Good play by Strader, jumping the route, spiking the ball away. And probably forcing a punt here. It's a good play here. Let's see what Michigan's punter is like. We haven't seen much of him in Imperialism. He's going to send that ball long. And it's going to drop out right around there. Oh, this is definitely going to be claimed. But I don't know the song well enough to recover it, so... Here's Gabbert, all-out blitz. He is able to get the throw away, and it's picked off. Derek Moore with the interception. He's taken down at the 37-yard line. And Michigan couldn't even let him have one nice thing. They just immediately picked it off. Here's a big-time turnover celebration. Will Johnson, fantastic future NFL quarterback, taking the picture. Entire team gets together and makes a good play. Yeah, I mean, he got scared because even though the blockers were picking up all those guys, they were going to crash through. And he's like, I just have to get a throw off, and somebody was right there to intercept it. 1st and 10 for the 37. Or he's going to fake the handoff to Edwards, and oh my God. 15 could have flown in for the sack, and instead he tried to chase down Donovan Edwards going the other way. Which doesn't make any sense because you're not going to catch up to Donovan Edwards. Like, just go for the quarterback. Try and make the throw a little bit more difficult. There's the 2 billionaires again. 2nd and 8 now for Michigan. Edwards is going to cut up the middle. And he's going to pick up 6 yards to make it 3rd and 2 from the 30-yard line. We'll see if Dominic Zvada can get a field goal try here or if they're just going to keep pushing for the touchdown. Zvada is doing pretty well for himself when it comes to total points. Let's see where he is. He has 14 points so far. It's up to 18 now with the 4 extra points he's made. And yeah, games are won in the trenches. And that's what the developers have done very intentionally with this setup. That is a very nice throw. There's Samaj Morgan, and he's taken down at the 13-yard line. You know, it's funny. The very first message in this chat comes from somebody that I don't know saying Utah State was the best team. And now I'm wondering, because the video that got an insane amount of views has Utah State in it. Did Utah State fans pick up that video and run with it? Like, have I actually connected with one fan base in this country? Touchdown, Michigan, again. Colston Loveland. No, it's not Colston Loveland. It's number 17. Marlon Klein, the backup tight end, making the catch there. Yeah, the developers created a system that really values the offensive and defensive linemen. Because it's true, in college games, the reason why there's so many blowouts when you have Power 4 teams when there's Power 5 teams is because the linemen are just so much better. And you can't get anything done if you can't have any penetration through the trenches, either on offense or defense. So when you have a team like Miami of Ohio going up against Michigan, they're not going to be able to do anything, and they haven't been able to tonight. But we have seen our fair share of upsets, though, so it can happen. It just doesn't happen often. Kick is up for Zvada. It's good. His 5th extra point of the night. It's 35-0 with 3:34 to go. And it would be really funny if I was building out fan base specifically through Utah State, which would mean I would have to be very stressed whenever Utah State's playing, because that's like my one opportunity to build that fan base continuously. They've already played 3 times. They've actually been the most impressive Cinderella by far. I mean, their first game was against Wyoming. It was terrible. It has 1 view right now, which I think is really funny. Then they beat Utah, which is crazy. And then they beat BYU, who's a current playoff contender in real life. So Utah State with a fantastic opportunity to actually go on a Cinderella run here. The only downside being they have a huge territory, but they don't have a lot of teams bordering them because they're out west where there's barely anybody left. 2nd and 1 here for Miami of Ohio. This game is long over. I'm just here I'm talking. That's the right way to do it. It's going to be a toss over. That's going to be number 89 making the catch. Who is that? That's Jack Coldiron. Oh, what a name. Jack Coldiron. That's a fantastic football name right there. Feels like a coincidence game a little bit. Coldiron. What could that be? What could that be? It's like a... I don't know what Coldiron would be referring to. Anyway, 1st and 10. Be like a refrigerator salesperson, but that's not... It's stainless steel. Like an iron fridge. It's such a horrible idea. 2nd and 9 now for Miami of Ohio. I mean, they're playing for pride at this point. Playing some Viking lore. Jack Coldiron. It's beautiful. Gabbert with an all-out blitz. He rolls away from it and throws a beautiful pass once again to Jack Coldiron. Making the catch. He's a blacksmith. And that way I just said that. I'm very, very proud of that, I must say. I can summon the masculinity in my voice. It's not there very often, but it's there when I need to. Use the spoon tools to burn people. Yikes. Gabbert throws to the right. It's going to be caught. And number 11 is going to make the catch. That's Javon Tracy, the starting wide receiver, pushing up for a 4-yard gain. So it'll be 2nd and 6 here from the 38-yard line. Brett Gabbert. I've totally forgotten his first name. But now I know it. Your run, they've got a little bit of space to number 3. It's Keon Mosey. Getting up to make it 3rd and 2 now for Miami of Ohio. They're in field goal range. This is their single best opportunity to score points. If it doesn't happen here, I don't think it will. So just don't turn the ball over and don't get sacked. That's all I ask. Gabbert to Mosey. Mosey did not get the first down. It'll be 4th and inches. And, you know, pride will tell you to go for it and try and keep moving the ball. But, like, the rational thought is, I don't want to lose this in the shutout. Let's just take the points and go home. They're going to take the points and go home. We love to see it. Dom Jobin with the kick here. Snap, hold, kick is... I'm so sorry. If you're a Miami of Ohio fan who's watching this game, I just wanted to see some points in the big house. I'm sorry. That's really sad. It'll be 1st and 10 now from the 32-yard line from Michigan. Orji's going to drop back and try and throw it. He's going to launch it deep. It's going to be caught by number 83, this mystery man who is not on Michigan's depth chart. I can try and find it, but honestly, it's not worth the time. With a chance, it's Ogun Hansen, the true freshman. But in reality, I don't know who it is. And I won't. 1st and 10 now for the Wolverines. I mean, they weren't meant to score today. Like, if I had simmed through this, it would have been a shutout. And I still could, but I'm going to stay with it because it's fun. And, like, more people are watching it live. I think I have 6 concurrent viewers right now, which is the most I've had in a stream like this. And, you know, it makes your longer videos, it's going to have less viewing time later on. But, like, if more people know that this is happening, then I can build out a more consistent viewer base. So, you know. Edwards is going to be taken down. It's going to be 2nd and 11. And, of course, immediately as soon as I talked about viewership, all 3 extra people dropped off the stream. It's fine. It's fine. 2nd and 11 now for Alex Orji here at the 49-yard line. He's going to send number 83 in motion. Hand it off to Edwards. He gets a big hole up the middle and picks up about 7 yards there. Yeah, I mean, the goal of this series was never to boost viewership. And I keep saying that. Like, I don't want to become a content creator. I'm doing this to say that I did an Imperialism as large and expansive and, like, in-depth as I wanted to. And then I'll move on with my life. I have other more important things to work on. Edwards will be denied the first down by this Miami of Ohio defense. Their defense has been playing better. They've allowed 5 touchdown drives, but they've done a good job of not allowing Michigan to really push this into the stratosphere score-wise. It'll be 4th and 2 from the 40. This will be a 57-yard kick, and they're going to go for it up 35. Lord almighty. Not the cheerleader from hell. It's a reverse to Morgan, and they're going to take him down. Defensive MVP has been clear. Corey Suttle has played his heart out today. We love to see it from Miami of Ohio. Now it's 1st and 10. Gabbert is sacked. Mason Graham tracks him down. It is a loss of 15 on the play. Let me tell you, I would love to get Mason Graham to suit up in the purple and black for the Baltimore Ravens in the future. He's probably going to get drafted higher than that, but, like, we've been missing a strong defensive tackle presence ever since we lost Brandon Williams. And Mason Graham would be the guy for that. We get recommendation from Jim although Jim Harbaugh might pick him up since he knows him and coached him. That might be the more obvious choice. Gabbert throws short, caught, and that'll pick up 6 yards to Javon Tracy, who makes another catch. So it'll be 3rd down and 19. The tier leader, a cheer coach, Tanya Harding's all our opponents, the tier leader. Oh, God. God, what's a word for that, like, tier leader? That's good, because that fits with, like, what we expect of, like, cheer coaches. The fear leader. It's the fear leader. Always trade way up and see if Costa can get one. I mean, we could, but that's not really something that Eric DeCosta does very often. So I doubt he would for like a nose tackle, but if he falls, like we've gotten really good at just like picking the guys that fall to us because everybody else is too stupid to take him. That's how we got Kyle Hamilton. That's how we got Lamar Jackson. We traded up for that, but like we had the opportunity. Davenport, Mahomes. It's going to hand off to Donovan Edwards. He's going to power through. And again, the trade-ups are good for like the positions that are traditionally worth a high draft pick. And nose tackle is not really one of them. I think the Eagles did it for Jordan Davis, but they might have already been that high when they picked him. 2nd and 6 now. They are chewing the clock. Thank you, Michigan. Yeah, Patrick Queen fell. I was so happy about that. I was happy for J.K. Dobbins as well. I filmed that one live because I knew it was going to be a good pick. Edwards gets outside. He wanted a long touchdown. He wanted to finish this off with the exclamation point and couldn't quite do it. It'll be 3rd and 3 now from the 35-yard line. I'm so glad I pulled up the chat. I could have just thought that was just bots. People like hating on my video, but I'm like, no, it's 2 of my best friends showing up in my chat for my tiny little YouTube project. It's so great. 3rd and 3. Orgy waits, throws, and it's intercepted. They're going to be in field goal range right from the start. Matt Salopek, I don't know how to spell that, but he intercepts Alex Orgy. Wow. Okay, that plot description is actually excellent, and I have a fantastic idea for it because, like, I'll say it in a second. I just want to see the score. Brett Gabbert to the 5, to the end zone. Touchdown, Miami of Ohio. That's why you keep going. That's why you keep watching, because the touchdown looks pointless when you're watching through Super Sim, but when you see it live, you know how much it means to Brett Gabbert, to Cade McDonald, to this team, to score in the big house with their family watching in the stands because they actually have a stadium big enough to watch. You'll love to see it. Anyway, the fear leader. Yeah, the penance is to like coach against your opposing team, but then her opposing team isn't mad because they're like, look, we didn't like you either. Like, you cared way too much about this. You destroyed the joy of this sport while desperately pursuing a trophy that does not matter. So good, like, beat us, or maybe she has to like coach a team that's bad and like just be okay with losing, and be okay with realizing that it's not about the result. It is about the community. If you destroy the community while trying to get results, then you have failed. Edwards tries to juke outside. He's going to fall forward for about 2 yards. And that's the thing with like youth sports. It'll be like maybe like a middle school thing, like a youth cheerleading, where they're not even cheering for anything. Like they don't even actually show up at the games. They're just doing it for the contest, where it's just all of these like insane helicopter moms that are there. That is one place I never want to. If I am ever in like a cheer contest, I will know that I've made the wrong choices in life. Like if I'm ever in an environment or a situation where I have to go to one of those things, I will know that I've screwed up. Unless we're researching for this. Unless we're researching for our project. But even then, I don't think you would want to do that. So I don't think we will. It's going to be 3rd and 10 here for Michigan, as Miami, Ohio is just, they're playing well late. They're doing a good job late. And they scored. They scored a touchdown, and that's been like the most excited I've been for a long time. Well, yeah, you did it in elementary, middle school. That's the right time to be involved with it. Like when you're actually a cheerleader and you are actually enjoying it. I will never let my children. Exactly. Like, because even if you go in it with the best intentions, you come out of it with a bunch of people who are just doing that, and you eventually become that person. Like, I'm pretty sure every single cheer mom doesn't go in knowing they're going to be a harpy. They go in being like, I'm going to be the best cheer mom. Like, I'm going to do this right. I'm going to build a community. I'm going to bring the orange slices. And then they just start screaming at people, and it just spirals from there. It's 2nd and 5, and they might just kneel the ball to this play. It is going to bring us to the end of this broadcast. I'm very, very glad I did a second episode tonight. Because I need to do like a couple more double headers in order to actually stay on track with the schedule I want to do. Last play of the game here. Orji going to hand it off to Edwards to pad the stats a little bit more, and there he goes! 40 to the 35. And that gets him to 73 total yards in the day. He has a couple of touchdowns. And we're going to wait for the replay before they let that last 1 second run off the clock, which is a little baffling. And that's it. Here's one survivor. Actually, great cheer moms. Fantastic. I mean, because that's the thing. It can be a positive environment. It can be. It just isn't most of the time. And they weren't super involved. Yeah, just let the kids do it. Let the coaches do it. Just like let them do their job. Samaj Morgan is the MVP for this game. 122 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns. He had a fantastic day. That's all you really need when you're favorite. Have one player do a fantastic job. And that's what Samaj Morgan did. Gave them the offense they needed. Michigan wins 35-7. Let's go to the map and finish this one out. Hold on. Peter's freezing up. There we go. Let's pull this up. Go there. And Miami of Ohio, full credit to you. You tried your best, but it was never going to happen. Bye-bye. Huge amount of space to make that M a lot larger in Michigan. Yeah, that's much more like it for them. There we go. All right, so Michigan claims even more of the state of Ohio, which I'm sure their diehard fans would absolutely love. And one of the best musical theater schools in the country continues to do well in football. The defending national champions defeat their second MAC school, and only 2 schools left are in the MAC wall. Technically 3, but Western Michigan's kind of separated. 3 MAC wall schools left. Michigan continues to exert their dominance, and that will do it for this episode of Imperialism, and I will see y'all tomorrow.